Most people believe walking is the safest, smartest exercise after 50, and for a while, they are right. But there is a moment quiet, unnoticed, when walking stops building the body and starts only maintaining it. The question is not whether walking is good. The real question is this: what happens when your body needs more than maintenance? The strange thing about walking is that everyone agrees it is good for you. Yet almost no one stops to ask why it is good, or more importantly, when it quietly stops being enough. And if you are over 50, there comes a moment, subtle, almost invisible, when your body begins asking a deeper question than simply, can you move? It starts asking, can you adapt? Most people never hear that question. They keep walking the same routes, at the same pace, with the same expectations, while the biology beneath their skin changes year by year. Muscles that once responded eagerly now hesitate. Tendons stiffen just enough to whisper resistance. Joints no longer rebound automatically. Balance, once effortless, begins to require attention, and yet the advice remains unchanged. Just walk more. But what if the body after 50 is not asking for more movement, but for different movement? Before we go any further, pause with me for just a moment. If this way of thinking already feels different, lower, more thoughtful, more respectful of the body's intelligence, then you are exactly where you need to be. And if this perspective resonates with you, I invite you gently, right now, to support this channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Not because numbers matter more than people, but because these conversations deserve space, and they reach farther when we build them together. Now, let's return to the body. The first principle begins with understanding how strength after 50 is not about lifting heavy weights or striving for visual changes, but about functional capacities, the kind of strength that allows everyday movements to feel effortless and safe. As we age, muscles lose both size and coordination, and the fibers that provide endurance, stability, and subtle control weaken more quickly than those used for speed or power. Walking alone rarely challenges these fibers because it is repetitive and predictable. The body moves through familiar patterns, and muscles that once coordinated seamlessly now contract partially without engaging fully or in synergy. Controlled slow movements, such as standing from a chair with deliberate effort or performing a gentle squat, engage multiple large muscle groups simultaneously while placing minimal stress on the joints. Each motion requires coordination between the thighs, hips, core, and even the feet, allowing the nervous system to rediscover connections that may have faded over decades. By performing these movements with attention to timing, contraction, and release, the muscles receive a clear signal. You are needed, you are capable, and you must perform as a coordinated system. Physiologically, these exercises stimulate muscle protein synthesis and encourage slow-twitch fiber recruitment, which is essential for endurance, stability, and long-term resilience. Unlike walking, which rarely requires lifting the body weight from a dead stop or maintaining tension under controlled conditions, these movements provide time under tension, an important factor for maintaining strength in aging muscle. They also train balance indirectly by forcing the body to maintain control throughout the motion, helping to restore confidence in standing, walking, and performing daily tasks. Beyond the physical benefits, these exercises engage attention, mindfulness, and presence. The brain becomes an active participant, learning to coordinate multiple muscles and joints, improving communication between mind and body, and reinforcing neural pathways that support safe, effective movement. Each repetition is a rehearsal for life, a reminder that independence is built one controlled motion at a time. That strength can be reclaimed and maintained not through repetition alone, but through intentional, thoughtful, and precise engagement of muscles, nervous system, and awareness. Together in harmony, the second principle shifts attention from raw strength to balance, a quality that underpins every movement yet is often overlooked until it begins to waver. After 50, the nervous system becomes more cautious, less responsive, and slower to react to sudden changes in position. Walking alone rarely provides the variety of stimulus required to maintain or improve this critical capacity because it is linear, predictable, and repetitive. True balance depends on constant micro-adjustments that engage a wide array of stabilizing muscles, from the intrinsic muscles of the feet to the stabilizers around the ankles. knees, and hips, and including deep core muscles that support posture. By practicing movements that challenge the body in a controlled yet slightly unpredictable way, such as standing on one leg with a soft bend in the knee, or shifting weight gently from side to side, these muscles are awakened and retrained to respond efficiently. Each small adjustment sends feedback to the brain, reinforcing neural pathways that govern posture, coordination, and reaction time. Proprioception, the body's internal sense of spatial position, declines more rapidly than muscle strength or endurance with age, and when it weakens, movements shrink, posture collapses inward, and confidence diminishes. Deliberate balance training restores these pathways, allowing the nervous system to trust the body once again and improving stability in everyday life. These exercises do not exhaust the body. Instead, they engage attention, mindfulness, and presence, strengthening the connection between mind and body. Subtle improvements compound quickly, and even a few minutes of consistent practice can lead to noticeable gains in coordination, steadiness, and confidence. The benefits extend beyond physical stability, influencing mental alertness and awareness of the surrounding environment. By intentionally challenging the systems that maintain equilibrium, we create resilience against falls, improve the efficiency of movement, and cultivate a sense of empowerment in the body's capacity to respond to life's unpredictable demands. Balance, when trained thoughtfully, becomes a language through which the body communicates competence, safety, and confidence. And this principle reminds us that independence, grace, and fluidity in movement are not passive qualities. They are maintained through deliberate mindful engagement. The first movement focuses on strength, but it is not strength in the traditional sense of lifting heavy weights or striving for bulk. It is functional strength, the kind that allows the body to navigate daily life with confidence and ease. After 50, large muscle groups, like the thighs, hips, and core, often lose coordination as well as strength, and movements that were once automatic, rising from a chair, climbing stairs, bending to pick up objects, become subtly more difficult. These are the movements that determine independence, that affect the quality of life in ways that cardio endurance alone cannot. Controlled, slow exercises that mimic real-life actions provide precisely the stimulus these muscles require. By moving deliberately through a sit-to-stand or a controlled squat, the muscles are engaged fully through their natural range. With attention to the precise timing of contraction and release, each repetition is a conversation with the nervous system, signaling that these muscles still have an essential role, that they are capable of coordinating together to stabilize and mobilize the body. Unlike walking, which engages muscles in a limited and repetitive range, these movements load the body dynamically, requiring the coordination of multiple muscle groups simultaneously. The core must stabilize the spine, while the thighs and hips bear weight and the feet maintain balance. The nervous system becomes actively involved, learning once again to recruit fibers efficiently, to synchronize contraction across joints, and to maintain control under varying conditions. This deliberate, controlled approach has physiological advantages as well. Muscles respond not only to load, but to time under tension, the duration they are held in an engaged state. For aging muscle fibers, this is particularly important because it stimulates protein synthesis and strengthens the slow-twitch fibers that provide endurance and stability rather than explosive power. The repetition is not about pushing to fatigue, but about precise engagement, about teaching muscles to remember how to act as a cohesive system. The slow rise and descent of each movement also reduces joint stress, allowing the body to strengthen without risking injury. It restores confidence, both in the muscles themselves and in the brain's ability to coordinate them, creating a sense of security and agency. Over time, the practice of these controlled strength movements enhances posture, improves gait, and increases the ease with which the body performs everyday tasks. They create a foundation that walking alone cannot provide, because walking rarely challenges muscles to contract fully against gravity, rarely demands coordination across multiple joints, and rarely provides the neural stimulus needed to rebuild interconnections that have weakened over decades. By engaging the body in this way, strength is rebuilt slowly, intelligently, and safely, reinforcing the underlying systems that support movement, balance, and resilience, and reminding both body and mind that independence and capability are not only possible but accessible with thoughtful, intentional actions. Balance is one of those qualities that often goes unnoticed until it begins to slip, and yet it is foundational to nearly every movement we make. After 50, the nervous system, which coordinates stability and reflexive adjustments, becomes more cautious, less responsive, and slower to react to subtle changes in position. Even small shifts in weight, uneven surfaces, or a sudden change in pace that would have been handled automatically in youth can now cause hesitation or instability. Walking alone rarely challenges this system because it is predictable and repetitive. The brain recognizes the motion instantly, signals safety, and recruits familiar muscles to perform the same linear pattern again and again, which provides minimal stimulation to the stabilizing muscles and proprioceptive pathways that are most vulnerable to age-related decline. Introducing deliberate balance exercises awakens these neglected systems and restores the connection between body and mind. Simple movements, such as standing on one leg with a slight bend in the knee or making small weight shifts from side to side, engage a wide network of muscles, from the intrinsic muscles of the foot to the stabilizers around the ankles, knees, hips, and deep core. Each of these muscles communicates with the nervous system, creating a feedback loop that teaches the body to adjust dynamically and safely to changes in position. As the nervous system receives this consistent feedback, reaction times improve, coordination sharpens, and confidence in movement is restored. Proprioception, the body's internal sense of spatial orientation, is particularly influenced by these exercises. It tends to decline faster than muscle strength or cardiovascular endurance, and when it weakens, movements shrink, posture collapses inward, and the brain becomes cautious, limiting the natural fluidity of motion. By practicing balance intentionally, the nervous system is reminded that the body is capable of stability, that micro-adjustments can be made safely, and that controlled challenges are manageable. The benefits extend beyond mere physical stability. There is a mental and psychological aspect as well. People often report feeling more alert, grounded, and connected to their bodies after balance practice, a subtle but powerful effect that habitual walking rarely produces. These exercises awaken systems that walking alone cannot, reinforcing confidence, coordination, and responsiveness, and providing a foundation for movement that is adaptable, resilient, and reliable in daily life. The final principle focuses on asymmetrical, mindful movements that combine strength, balance, and coordination in ways walking alone rarely achieves. Life is not linear. It is full of turns, shifts, and uneven demands that challenge the body across multiple planes. Simultaneously, we step sideways, reach overhead, bend and twist, or shift weight from one leg to another. And these actions require muscles, joints, and the nervous system to work in concert. Walking predominantly trains the body to move forward along a predictable path, leaving vast portions of our postural and stabilizing systems underutilized. By introducing controlled asymmetrical movements, such as stepping backward into a gentle lunge or shifting weight onto one leg while maintaining engagement through the core, we awaken muscles that have lain dormant for decades. These include the deep postural muscles of the spine, the stabilizers of the hips and ankles, and the slow-twitch fibers of the lower legs, responsible for endurance and subtle balance. Each intentional motion also sends signals to the brain, reinforcing coordination between multiple joints and planes of motion, which improves proprioception, reaction time, and overall body awareness. Walking rarely produces these effects because it is predictable, forward-moving, and does not require micro-adjustments across multiple joints simultaneously. From a physiological standpoint, these asymmetrical exercises stimulate mitochondrial function and circulation more effectively than repetitive walking, enhancing cellular energy, muscle resilience, and overall vitality. They also engage time under tension in a controlled manner, which is crucial for rebuilding slow-twitch muscle fibers and reinforcing stability over long periods. Beyond physical benefits, these movements cultivate awareness and presence, creating a deeper connection between mind and body. Every repetition is an exercise in attention, intention, and control, teaching the nervous system that the body is capable, adaptable, and strong. Practicing these movements regularly restores confidence, prevents falls, and enhances independence by training the body to respond safely to real-world challenges. They remind us that strength and coordination are not lost with age, but can be reclaimed through thoughtful, precise, and consistent practice. Walking provides rhythm, repetition, and cardiovascular benefit. But asymmetrical and mindful exercises offer signals that walking cannot, speaking directly to the systems that preserve balance, mobility, and resilience. If you're finding value in these insights and exercises, I encourage you to take a moment to support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and leaving a comment, sharing which movement resonated with you most, which challenges your body, or how your balance and strength feel after practicing. Your participation not only helps the channel grow, but also builds a community where we can learn together, share experiences, and continue exploring movement that strengthens both body and mind for life's unpredictability.